Welcome to using distribution with the FX CG100 for normal calculations. In this video, we will demonstrate how to calculate different probabilities and find critical hypothesis test values. To start, press Home and select Distribution. The required distributions for A-level maths, binomial and normal, are listed first, with other distributions available by scrolling. Select Normal to display the Setup tab. The default left region is highlighted, so scroll to select the required region. A pop-up appears with the three available regions: left, center, and right. Select Right to return to Setup. By default, variables are used to calculate probabilities. However, lists can also be used to create tables of probabilities. Standard normal calculations can also be found if display Z is turned on, which will be shown later. Enter the parameters, confirming each entry with OK or Execute. Right tab to see the Results tab. The parameters and the calculated probability are given, together with a shaded graph of the distribution. Page scroll down to see the X scale. For further calculation with the same region, go back to Setup and enter a new variable value to recalculate. Alternatively, when the variable is highlighted, simply enter a new value. Then confirm. Further calculations with a different region can also easily be made. Instead of returning to Setup to change the region, press Tools. A pop-up appears with options to view or edit values, change the view window or tail. Select Tail to view the three regions. Then select Center. As no previous center calculations have been performed, the default bounds of 0 are shown. Enter the lower bound first. Entering the upper bound calculates a new probability value. Sometimes a symmetrical range of values may need to be found, such as for a two-tailed hypothesis test. These values can be calculated by entering the required probability. Scroll across to highlight, and then enter the percentile range as a decimal value. Calculation displays two new truncated X values as bounds for the given range. To inspect either of these values with greater accuracy, scroll to highlight a value. Press Tools to view the pop-up and select View Value to display the complete decimal value. Sometimes it may be useful to recall the calculated values, perhaps for additional calculation. This functionality is available in other apps, but for demonstration from Home, select Calculate. Press Catalog to show the pop-up. Recall of calculated values can be performed by selecting Variable Data. The pop-up shows all the apps from which data can be recalled. Select Distribution. For the last calculated p-value, select P. For the last calculated x values, select x1 inverse for left, right, or lower bound center values. x2 inverse is for the upper bound center values. These can be included in calculations or simply recalled with Execute. When carrying out hypothesis tests on the sample mean, in addition to finding probabilities, the calculator can be used to quickly determine the critical values of a distribution. From Home, return to Normal in Distribution. Select the required region by scrolling, then select Right. Note the retained X value for this region. This can be used as the first calculation is not important. Enter the sample mean standard deviation using a calculation or the fraction template. Right tab to calculate. Scroll and enter the required significance level, in this case 5%, as a decimal value. On calculation, an X value is given for the exact probability. Scroll across and press Tools if you would like to see a more accurate decimal. Or recall the value, as demonstrated before, as x1 inverse. If Z values are required from a calculation, this is easily turned on. Press Left tab or Back to return to Setup. Scroll and turn Display Z on. The existing calculation can then be recalculated with Right tab. The distribution is converted to the standard normal distribution with Z values now displayed. Calculations using Z values can now be performed by changing the Z values, probabilities, or by using different regions to find new probabilities. Note, however, that the initial distribution parameters remain in setup. We hope that you have found this video useful. If so, please do check out our other resources on the Casio Education UK website and YouTube.